Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Context is King. I'm Rebecca Brayton, and with me as always is WatchMojo founder and CEO Ashkan Karbasfrooshan to discuss the biggest threat to YouTube. And no, it's not us.
YouTube. You age me, YouTube. You age me.
Today, yes. So in a previous episode, you had mentioned that YouTube would not be a big threat to the Amazons and the Netflixes in terms of SVOD. So,
yeah, subscription model.
Yeah, exactly. So let's flip the question. What is the biggest threat to YouTube?
The biggest threat to YouTube is one word: government. And I think that is really the only thing. You know, we talked very quickly about how Google search, Android mobile, Gmail, Mail, Maps, everything along, Android mobile, dominant. The one thing where I feel it's the most dominant and the biggest moat is video, YouTube. Why? There is no way any other platform, faster, better, default on your phone, will have all of the content, video content uploaded, ready to go. So for that reason, I feel YouTube is dominant. Nothing will ever come. Even if something, even when Maker or Disney bought Maker and they wanted to get PewDiePie to drive people to Maker TV, didn't work. Nobody's going to come along and be like, ooh, we're not putting whatever content on YouTube, come to our channel, won't work. And frankly, there's no competitive force. People talk about Netflix, but it's very different, right? Netflix.
Well, it's like Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah, well put. Even more different. I mean, as you get different user experiences and whatnot. So the only thing, and I feel you're seeing the air is in the wind is in the air, whatever, the mood, whatever. There's an expression, I could feel that, whatever. I need to look that up. The wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. You could feel it that the government now is starting to, probe and prod and say, wait a second, you guys are dominant, and we may break you up. Now, there's a little interesting thing about YouTube. Of all of the units within the Google empire, if I had to guess, now I don't know this, but if I had to guess, the one unit that I would assume is still the most standalone is YouTube. I'm pretty sure everything else is fully integrated, even to the extent of its P&L, profit and loss statement. I'm going to guess YouTube is its own thing. Now, it's a hunch, and I'm going to guess a couple reasons why. One, when they bought it, they had no idea what they were buying. They ended up buying the biggest video platform and the biggest search engine. But I think they felt, what if this could be an albatross, either financially or legally? Let's keep it separated for now. And then as the years went by, they realized legally it's contained, and financially not that bad, and over time losses stabilized, revenues took off. Rumor has it they make $15 billion in top line per year. But I'm going to assume that there was also a lot of people that said it's a different expertise. This is really being more of a media company than a tech company. Heck, we're not producing the content ourselves, but what if we don't want this? What if we want to IPO? Now, I'm not so sure if YouTube survives as well without YouTube's legal, financial, technical resources. And by financial, sorry?
Without Google's?
Without Google's.
Right.
What did I say?
You said YouTube.
No, sorry.
YouTube.
Yeah, no, that would be very weird. Ooh, no. I don't think YouTube would be as dominant without Google, of course. But my guess is that YouTube is possibly eventually going to be forced by the government to face off, to be extracted.
So you think they're more of a target because they're part of Google?
I think Google in general, with Facebook, but Facebook just is like a punching bag now. I think Facebook is the most likely to get attacked, and I think that's also explaining why Mark Zuckerberg is all of a sudden yippity, singing. He's wrapping himself around. He's in the EU. He's in Brussels. He's learning Flemish. But no, I think that YouTube is target as well because it's very easy to be carved out, right? Whereas like in many other things, how do you separate Google documents from Google? That's a bit tougher, But YouTube could technically be its own thing, especially to like an 83-year-old senator from Tennessee that still doesn't understand anything about tech. That is very easy for them to understand, so they could push that and force that upon them.
What's your prediction?
Nothing, though. That's the thing. I don't think it'll actually happen. Right. I know a lot of people who sit in these seats, they're like, oh, fundamentally, I think politicians, Google has like a massive lobbying presence, for one. Two, I think there will be something else that will eventually distract. I know it's the flavor du jour right now, big tech. But I think fundamentally, before Google, you have Facebook for sure. You have Amazon possibly. Because Amazon does keep expanding in industries that's like, oh, wow. And not just like, oh, they used to sell books and now they sell shoes, but like AWS, the whole industry is paying Amazon a 30% tax effectively. And then if they get into the UPS FedEx business, wow. And then if they get into health. So I feel that is fundamentally very different. Google, when they have these moonshots, they're like, ooh, driverless cars. It doesn't say Google. Some other fuzzy, cuddly name, that is.
Do you think that they're going to try to drive policy?
Well, they do drive policy.
Yeah.
No, they do drive policy.
In the same way that Zuckerberg is calling.
Well, again, I think when you see Larry Page and Sergey in the background being all googly, and they're not out there, they don't love being out there, they send their CEO out there to be like shell-shocked. I think they are trying to set policy, but they're doing it through their big lobby presence, which Eric Schmidt started a few years ago. I think they are, as we speak, impacting what politicians say and do because they have lots of money and politicians love lobbyists. So they already are. So I don't think anything's going to happen, but I also think that Mark Zuckerberg right now is maybe overdoing it a little bit by embracing all this too much, because then eventually somebody's going to go, why is Lex Luthor already pretending to be my best friend? What's wrong with that picture?
That's funny, because the same guy played both of them. We're going to end on that note. What do you guys think is the biggest threat to YouTube? Let us know in the comments, and we will see you next time.